Yesterday was the 10-year anniversary of an historic tornado outbreak in the southeast, one which, despite good forecasts and warnings, produced the deadliest day for tornadoes in the last 90 years. The 320 fatalities surpassing even the infamous super outbreak of April 3rd, 1974. Now, in the wee hours of the morning of April 27, 2011, the Storm Prediction Center had outlined an area from northeast Mississippi to northwest Georgia for a 30% chance of a tornado within 25 miles of any point. By noon, 3 hours before any of the deadly tornadoes, the 30% area had been expanded, and a portion of that region was upgraded to a 45% risk, which for tornado forecasting even today is used only a handful of times each year. Over the next 12 hours, 9 tornado watches were issued in the southeast, including this one covering most of Alabama, ominously labeled particularly dangerous situation, basically guaranteeing that at least one violent and long-lived tornado would form in the watch area. Indeed, Alabama was hardest hit that afternoon and evening with 69 tornadoes in the state. One carved a path more than 80 miles long, passing through parts of Tuscaloosa and Birmingham, causing 65 fatalities and 1,500 injuries. Here's a close-up of the track of that violent EF4 tornado that lasted about 90 minutes. Its maximum winds estimated at 190 miles per hour. Its path 1.5 miles wide at times. The different colored triangles along the path correspond to different levels of damage. Tornadoes are rated based on the worst damage they cause, and the red triangles indicate EF4 devastating damage. Notice a few are in and around Tuscaloosa and in the western suburbs of Birmingham. Here's a close-up radar image of the tornadic thunderstorm when it was between those cities. This is a classic shape with the large main body of the thunderstorm, and then on the southwest side, a bit of a curlicue. This is called a hook echo. That's where the tornado was. And those brighter white and pink pixels, they indicate debris lifted up in the air. That feature on a radar image is called a debris ball. If we string a bunch of these images together, we see that the supercell thunderstorm that produced that tornado actually took shape in Mississippi. Around 3 p.m. local time, it finally dissipated more than 7 hours later in North Carolina, an almost 400-mile track, producing several violent tornadoes along the way. Though the average tornado warning lead time was more than 20 minutes that day in Alabama, several factors conspired to produce the high death toll. One was just bad luck. Multiple violent tornadoes striking populated areas in the south, where many homes don't have basements. Plus, a round of severe weather earlier in the day had knocked out some communication lines and power to about 1 million people in Alabama. So when the really nasty weather hit later in the day, some people weren't able to get the warnings. Here in Pennsylvania, associated with that same system, 6 tornadoes were reported in the wee hours of April 28th, one each in Huntington, Juniata, Susquehanna, and York counties, and 2 in Lebanon County. Fortunately, there were no injuries. Stay tuned. The extended forecast is next.